recorded, it like doubled up my audio for some reason, and I don't know why. But my
Yeah, I don't
stream's
know
up.
either. All right, we're ready.
Hell. It's
Brother versus brother.
Seahawks at home.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my fantasy football. Look at that.
It's a nice roster you got there.
Thanks. Work hard on it.
Well, you know,
Good
dude,
to
I was
go.
so excited. Bigsby looked incredible today, and then the coach was like, "Yeah, but Travis Etienne's still our starter." I'm like,
Dude,
Etienne's
where the
looked like
hell is
absolute
the
shit this year.
where's the stream at? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's my stream. Where the hell's yours?
Mine.
Docs.
I think he said he was gonna stream.
Yeah, well, it's not in the bot, so I'm a little sad.
Oh no, he's streaming this.
He has to stream the game for me to watch it.
I know, but Doc, what are you doing, man?
Docs.
I think he said he was gonna
I'm so
stream.
confused.
Yeah, well, it's not in the bot,
Let's
so
go
I'm a
find
little
the stream. Probably in
sad.
stream links. He's streaming this. Oh no, that's us.
Yeah, he has to stream the game
Cool.
for me to watch it. Oh,
Sweet.
Ooh,
It used to pop
neat.
up automatically in Oh, there it
Can you
is.
see this, Rajan?
It's an advanced. It's yeah.
Yep, I got it. Good to go.
All right. Yeah, we're good. We're golden,
Fuck, man. So,
dude. Yes.
seeing you in the booth, another exciting season of MKL football is on the way, and we've got a premier matchup with Stephen A. Smith's pick from the AFC last year, the Ravens, going up against the Seattle Seahawks. What are your thoughts on the matchup?
This is a really interesting matchup, based upon two teams that just recently were nearly contending for, Super Bowl in the playoffs, and the Raiders. The Ravens are led by Lamar Jackson, has all that ability. But it'll be interesting to see how Wavy's able to take advantage of Lamar Jackson, because Doc is going to put incessant amounts of pressure, and in more ways than one, on Wavy and his quarterback in this game. So it's going to be interesting to see how he can overcome that.
Well, I'll tell you what else. This Ravens team is recently heartbroken by Ducky and the Jaguars in the playoffs. We'll see if they can get back to their winning ways. Right now, they're doing pretty great. Just one quality loss to the Super Bowl champions. So we'll see if they can take down some of these bigger name teams, and Seahawks are a good place to start.
Yeah, definitely. And on the road, it can be tough. We'll see if the crowd noise comes into effect. Did we turn that off in this league?
It is off. I don't see it up there. So
yeah, it's only in the college league. Anyways, so yeah, I'm very. Who's receiving first?
I think the Seahawks were, if I'm not mistaken. Dak Prescott is going to start this game rather for us here. It's exciting, and the Seahawks have some interesting stuff that I think we're going to see tonight, particularly around defense. But for now, they're going to go up the seam. That's Colin Johnson. Nice little gain, and a great way to start the game.
Yeah, he loves Colin Johnson. You can kind of think of him more like a tight end in this offense, and he's just a big target.
Big is right. A lot of girth on that kid, and probably a guy that you won't see utilized in many leagues, but he is here. Back to throw again. Dak Prescott going outside. Ooh, he's going to miss Colin Johnson. I mean, we talk about how big and girthy the guy is, but not a big enough target for Dak Prescott as that ball sailed and ultimately incomplete.
I mean, he was wide open. Really unacceptable throw by Prescott, but it's a really good route by Colin Johnson.
And now we're getting a look at the abilities, and I'm seeing a really juiced up Roquan Smith. I'm curious to see if he'll make an impact in this game. Back to throw. Wow, wide open on the wheel. That's Noah Fant. He's got one man to beat.
He should score.
Touchdown, Seahawks.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Seahawks wanted to do. Come out and show effortless scoring ability, because the Ravens now have all the pressure to keep up.
Yeah, and we in a game we cast in the past, I think it was Chargers, Ravens. We saw them kind of falter under pressure a little bit when they had to go down and score and throw an ill-advised pass,
Oh, in
throw an
field goal range,
interception.
I do
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah. I mean, not ideal. We'll see what they can do now that they've had a year to gain some more experience, and I'm curious to see what this offense brings to the table.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the Ravens have ability on this offense, so I'd like to see how maybe Lamar Jackson can get mobile in this game.
Back to throw, Lamar Jackson looking outside. It has nothing. Like maybe a little throwaway action. I don't know if he was trying to throw that or if he just threw it to get rid of it, but incomplete nonetheless, and it's going to bring up second down.
Yeah, definitely. It's fortunate for Wavy there.
Second down, and Lamar Jackson tries to scramble up the middle before getting absolutely plowed by a man who's probably like 300 pounds. Probably not the ideal situation for your quarterback to be in. Going to bring up third down and pretty long. Finds Mark Andrews, corner route, and he's got Julian Love to beat. In pursuit is Julian Love, and he is going to bring down his man, but not before he gets down to the Seahawks 26-yard line.
Yeah, it was an excellent play for Wavy to get something moving.
Well, fresh set of downs here after a bit of a scare. He's going to go bubblegum RPO action, flat to Mark Andrews. He's going to gain about 2. Not much room for him to run after the catch there.
No, he's brought down right away, but I mean, you like to just keep chipping away at this field, and 2 yards is okay for a play.
Back to throw, goes underneath again. This time he's going to lose 2, so it's another unfavorable third down. And
no, that's not what you wanted on second down.
Certainly not. And I kind of wonder if we're going to struggle to move the ball here in Baltimore, because you cannot keep putting yourselves in this terrible spot, third down and pretty damn long. See what they draw. Back to throw is Lamar going underneath again. This time it's Mitchell, and he's going to break a tackle.
What an animation on the sideline, struggling and just stays in bounds. You love the tenacity, the grit, the heart.
And Keaton Mitchell's a guy who didn't really see many reps until later in the season last year. A big mistake, in my opinion, from the Ravens. But nowadays, he is getting the time he deserves, and he's making plays like I'd expect a player of his caliber to.
You're a big believer in Keaton, and certainly that was a great moment for him in this game.
Wow, tries to scramble up the middle on this 3-3 defense, but somebody's there to meet him. Lamar Jackson wisely slides. It's going to bring up another kind of difficult to convert third down, this time from 7 yards out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Lamar Jackson take off again.
We'll see what he does. In motion for running back, creates an empty look. Back to throw is Lamar. Looking, has outside, and Tariq Woolen.
Hold on.
Yeah, Tariq Woolen was there, tried to make a play on it, but ultimately couldn't, and he's going to complete it, and he's down to the 1 yard line. Back to throw now. Lamar Jackson goes up in the middle of the field. Touchdown, Ravens, and they're able to answer back.
That's a read that Wavy historically is very good at. I played a lot of Wavy last cycle as the Saints, and he often in the red zone is looking right inside there in that inside slot. Just quick pass, and if it's open, he hits it every time.
Well, it works out there, and you hurry up. You see 3 down linemen at the 1, and most probably thinking, I'm just going to run this football. But Wavy slangs that thing, able to get it in the end zone, able to score the touchdown. And now it'll be up to the Seahawks to respond.
Hey, man, the defense hasn't made it easy, the Seahawks anyways, but the Ravens last time gave up a real quick score to the Seahawks. We'll see if they can give some more resistance this time.
Yeah, and last drive it was just chunk play after chunk play, so we'll see what they got in store here. Hopefully something a little better, and they calm the nerves, First down, little run to the outside. It's Childress, the rookie, I believe. He's going to plow over one man, fight forward for about 15. It's a great
Childress
first down
isn't
run.
the biggest back, but you love to see him finish a run like that. Maybe a bright future ahead someday.
Yeah, and I mean, you just don't expect guy that small to be that powerful. But you know what they say? Sometimes big things come in small packages. You
You
know,
definitely do say that.
back to throw is Dak Prescott going over the middle, a bit of an ill-advised
Dangerous
pass,
throw.
and it's
The Ravens
intercepted. Williams
haven't
trying
been
to
brought
make
down
something
yet.
happen. Yeah, all the way down to the Ravens 40. So 60-yard drive ahead for the Ravens. And, getting the ball in the second half, getting a turnover like this early, exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, the Ravens are feeling great. The Seahawks likely feel worse.
Wow, it's very profound, and I'd agree. Definitely not what the Seahawks had in mind. They're going to have to respond. We'll see what they do. Little outside run. It's Keaton
All the
Mitchell
field in
down
front
the
of him, one man to
sideline.
beat.
Oh,
Ooh,
tries to make
ideal
a man
timing, it
miss
says.
and just jukes right into the boomstick. Whoop-pow. And gonna get a big run, but at what cost?
Yeah, it's not surprising to not see him on the field.
Wow, he goes offsides. This is a free play, and he's going to go underneath. I don't like that. Lamar Jackson needs to be more intelligent. Literally the easiest free play of my life. I'm shucking that thing to the end zone.
Plays,
I don't care. He could have had a touchdown. What are we doing? Back here in the empty. Really interesting defense. I think we're in 3-4, which is absolutely nasty. Back to throw. Lamar Jackson going outside. He's just going to dunk on him. Oh, my goodness. Mark Andrews elevates.
That was real life Mark Andrews right now. Goes up and beasts the ball away from the DB.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to get inside positioning, goes up, and just lays his nuts all over the Seahawks defense. And that's going to get him 7 points. And now the Ravens have a lead.
Yeah, really good find for Wavy, and that's what you have to do is capitalize off of turnovers. So many games people will look, and if you're a good team, you'll have a high turnover differential, and you'll score on those turnovers. But some teams are anomalies. Not Wavy today, but some people will get the turnovers, but they do not score off the turnovers. So credit to him.
Well, got to be feeling a bit of the pressure here if you're Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott's also a guy who Doc traditionally loves to get rid of his quarterback every single season as he finds Colin Johnson in the outside wheel. So do you think Dak's feeling any pressure to perform this year?
I know that, in Seattle, I'm not sure he's fully appreciated, but I think it's possible there's quite a few users in this league that would just love to have a quarterback of his caliber. So I think the Seahawks are kind of treading dangerous territory by not appreciating the quarterback they have and maybe looking to move on too soon.
I'll tell you what, I think he recently was able to finally acquire a high enough overall for some of the coveted strong arm abilities. 90 overall strong arm is what a lot of the good abilities in the game are locked behind. And he was able to get there thanks to some supplements. So Dak Prescott, definitely the guy for this year, but you got to wonder if he'll be out of town next year. Back to throw. Yeah. Dak going over the middle, got a man deep, and he's unable to come down with it.
I mean, he goes against Marlon Humphrey there. That was real bold.
Yeah, and, shooters shoot and whatnot, but I was really worried. I know a lot of these guys on Doc's team don't particularly have the speed to get separation on plays like that. Wow, Childress here runs. Wow, he's going to get absolutely popped. Not going to get the first down. Going to bring up a 3rd down in inches here. And this is where game is won or the game is lost. Going underneath, has the flat. Noah Fant looking for more. He's got the sideline. Unable to to plow through Williams, but
did you notice the adjustment? Maybe he called an audible, but it looked like he actually sent in motion the slot guy a little further.
I think all he did was audible do different format. But could have been. I didn't see anything particularly special like that. Hurries up after a 1-yard gain on 1st down. See what he's cooking here. Dak Prescott in the backfield with the running back. Back to throw. Has a little corner out. Noah Fant. Touchdown.
Tie-ball game. You love to see that in a game of the week. But the Ravens did not love to see that because it just kind of is showing each team has vulnerabilities, and both team offenses have already been able to put up 14.
And Noah Fant, he's a great player, but with how with what Noah Fant did to end the Seattle Seahawks season last year, I heard some rumors that he might be out of town. Did not end up happening. But do you think that maybe um, here in Seattle they let emotion guide a lot of their decisions?
I think that would be a fair criticism. I think some of their fans feel similarly. So, I mean, this is a head coach that has the job through pure nepotism. He's going nowhere. He's literally the owner's son. It's a sort of situation where he literally is impenetrable. But some of the fans are grumbling in that way. Yeah.
Oh man, and another thing about this Seahawks defense, we saw legend Harrison Smith announce his retirement. Wow, nice knockout there on the drag. Do you think that's going to have any lasting impacts on the Seattle defense?
Well, that was huge. Their head coach would tell you he was the heart and soul of what they were building in Seattle, but I would say the coach had to know this was coming. I mean, the guy literally was signing up for Medicare, and you're putting everything you have into this player, acting like he was going to lead you for another 5 or 10 years. That's not going to happen.
Well, from what I understand, the Seattle Seahawks were a little blindsided by the decision, but it doesn't seem to matter here as Seattle is going to force a 3-and-out, and they are going to get the football back. So they're able to get their stop back after the Dak Prescott interception. And if they want to, be in a solid spot here heading into the second half, they're going to need to punch this into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what Seattle had to do, get the stop. But now, they have 4 minutes and 54 seconds to put some points on the board and hopefully not allow, in their minds, the Ravens to get the ball back and score themselves.
Well, little run bounces it outside in that play, but he doesn't get any yardage. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 out of the hurry up here. In motion is Childress, creates an empty look, and we've seen that a couple of times today from both teams.
Yeah, I mean, it totally looks different when it's Lamar Jackson back there. I think
going outside,
Prescott
this is
doesn't elicit
Childress.
that same fear. Oh,
and Kyle Hamilton, a
the
big
big
girthy
Kyle
man.
Hamilton. Yeah,
Yikes.
6'4". He tries to throw it over top. Kyle Hamilton said, "No, I have 4 inches on that guy."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there is any world where you can do that. I just don't think that's the read. I see what he was going for, but not here. Back to throw. Lamar has guys open, but unable to get rid of the football. Gets railed.
You like to see the blitz come through for the Seahawks. That's how they're going to make a lot of defensive stops today if they can get them.
Underneath finds Mark Andrews, gets a nice little block. He is going to get boom. That's Tariq Woolen, just absolutely
Perfect
hitting.
boom.
Yeah, Mark Andrews.
Yeah. This is what the head coach of the Seahawks loves. Legion of Boom to many meant interceptions and coverage, but to this head coach, it meant booms, big hits. And that's what they try to keep reproducing here in Seattle.
Oh, a bit of an errant throw, and this time Tariq Woolen gets his get
he stays
back.
on his feet. He had the speed, but there was too much traffic in front of him, but he made the play he had to make, and it was actually a very difficult one.
And Lamar Jackson looks a little upset. Probably thought that Mark Andrews would have a little more juice. I see the read, just kind of a poor ball. Tariq Woolen laying the boom and getting the interception on that drive. You can't ask for much more than that.
I mean, you see it here. Like, Lamar Jackson is one of the most coveted players in this league at the quarterback position, and yet he is capable of throws like that. So, whoever thinks that, you're only as good as a quarterback that you have, just know these quarterbacks have those sorts of moments too.
Absolutely. And it does not matter how good he is. He's going to miss throws regardless. It's just kind of a thing that, you're going to have to deal with. Sometimes, like there, it's going to frick you over a little,
Waits a long time on that play. He was open early.
I was really scared, but
on.
he had positioning, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what he's talking about, but Seahawks are able to get another solid chunk there for 10, and the drive's going to keep moving. So in the gun here, in motion is Childress. To the right, looking a man here. Outside, out route, that's Dontavian Wicks wearing a weird number 34.
Cuts back in just to take a concussion.
Yeah. Likely not what Dontavian Wicks had in mind. And Dak Prescott, no care in the world for his receivers. This is going to hurry him back to the line after taking a hit like that. Hands it off to
Finds a
Childress.
hole. He stops. We see some clocking right now, and literally there was maybe 4 or 5 yards to be had.
I think he was just trying to get too cute. I don't think that was particularly the thought process. Like, I don't think he thought he was going to the house, but kind of sets him up. Ooh, wow, Dak
Terrible
unable
sack
to.
to take.
Yeah, that was bad. He seemingly didn't see the pressure coming and kind of just keeps trying to make a read, and nothing's really there for him.
It's
12
possible he has
yards.
some sack break abilities on this quarterback or something. I don't know what he was
Absolutely
hoping
not.
for.
No way. Back to throw. Pressure coming in again, and he's hit again.
My
Wow.
goodness.
Dak
Prescott
Prescott's
is
got to
just-
be feeling that.
Yeah, maybe somebody's shining a laser pointer in his eye or something, but these last 2 plays, he's been struggling.
Well, you got to be quicker than that, and Dak kind of in an impossible situation. We have seen this get converted before, but
At least for a
probably
field
unlikely.
goal, you could take the lead.
Sure,
this
but
is a tough spot.
I don't think the Seahawks are thinking field goal. I think they're going to chuck this baby up and pray. Back to throw. Dak looking, they're going to chuck it up. What do you know? Wow, and Williams unable to bring in the interception. It's going to be a long field goal. What did that
It is a
say?
long one.
59 yards. I mean, he's certainly got the capability to make this. It's going to be right down the middle, but the question is, does he have the leg? He does. It's good. And the Seattle
It's over the
Seahawks take a
upright.
3-point lead. But here's the thing. 1 minute, 3 timeouts. If Seattle can get 3 or 7, they get the ball. They can, double dip the chip, so to speak. Have a 2-possession lead. If they score a touchdown, obviously a field goal would just be 1. But that's why you want to receive the ball in the second half. So we'll see what they can do.
Yeah. Lamar
First
Jackson
down.
sees the whole defense get sucked forward, and you kind of just wish you had some speed to take the top off the Seahawks defense. But Tyreek Woolen kind of gives the Seahawks somewhat of a luxury to just stack the line and know that maybe you can take away one of the fastest players on the field from running over top.
Well, a lot of time went off. 30 seconds on that first play. Likely not ideal. It's Rashad Bateman. A little spin move inside, and you probably got to think about timeout maybe.
You got to take your time
You
out.
got to
here.
take a timeout. I don't know what we're
Wow.
doing. We're down to 13 seconds, and now he
whoa.
takes the timeout.
Wow.
Just a brain dead move from the Baltimore head coach. Just no thought
Yeah.
behind those eyes at all. I
They
mean,
have
senses.
Justin Tucker a little too relaxed with the kick assurance. But I mean, they really could have.
They could have had
gotten,
7.
20 or
100%.
20 yards further.
I mean, yuck, dude. You cannot make mistakes like that. Not in this spot. Back to throw. Lamar Jackson. Little post route. That's Flowers
I mean,
in the middle.
just
They
think.
are going to use the timeout.
If they manage the clock just slightly differently right now, you have 18 seconds from this spot.
I mean, this has been an absolute nightmare. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here, folks. 8 seconds remain. 1 timeout. You probably got 1 play, and then you're going to have to trot out the field goal units. So we'll see what they do. Back to throw. Lamar looking, going slant. That's
while.
Mitchell. Going to call a timeout, and the question is, do they go out for 7? Likely not. Tucker is going to trot onto the field. Little gimme here at this point. No shot of being blocked. Kick is up. Kick is good right down the middle, and the game is tied, but huge mistake from the Ravens.
Yeah, big weapon, Justin Tucker, in this league, in a league of kickers that aren't particularly super. This guy comes in clutch to tie the game for the Ravens. We'll see if maybe he can show up at the end of the game again.
And what I think he was thinking there, I think this patch might have changed it, but like the clock used to like not run, especially like under 2 minutes. Like there was no clock runoff. So I think they changed that, and that's why he did not call those timeouts. But you just gotta know these things. You gotta see these changes and adapt. And right there, he learned the lesson in probably the harshest way.
Yeah, I mean, he puts up 3 on the board. I'm not sure how sure a 7-point drive was at that point, but he did diminish the chances.
I mean, he certainly did. Back to throw, rolling out to his right, going underneath. It's Walker, who's going to get absolutely railed. Not the cleanest hit, but it's enough to send him flying like 5 yards. But it is going to be first down for the Ravens.
Yeah, really nice rolling out of the pocket. It's Lamar Jackson getting a guy open.
Mitchell able to get one. Not much room for him to run there. Gonna bring up a second down and 9.
So this 5 wide, do you think this is the right attack for this Ravens team?
Doc likes putting all these linebackers on the field, so spreading out the already terrible linebackers is probably not the worst idea. So we've
Yeah,
certainly
we'd
seen
heard
people
rumor.
dominate like Stinky out of the 5
We,
wide. So
we heard rumor that wide receivers had been playing DB for the
I did
Seahawks
hear
team.
that, but I'm not seeing it
I
here.
haven't seen
Maybe,
that today.
yeah, maybe he's hiding it for a later date. Who knows? Scramble up the middle. Lamar Jackson is able to pick up the first down. That's definitely what I'd imagine. I think that's the thing he wants to keep under wraps until later, but kind of showed his hand in the preseason to Ducky. That Ducky kid loves to talk. Huge mouth. So
It's got a
back to
bill.
throw here. Looking at man coverage, goes underneath. This is Mark Andrews, and he's just going to plow forward for a gain of 15 to 20.
I mean,
And
he has the X
Ravens
under his feet
offense.
for a reason. He's the only target on this offense that has the X under his feet, and definitely Lamar Jackson following a treasure map on this drive, straight to the X every time, and it's maybe going to result in a touchdown right there. My goodness.
Yeah, Mark Andrews definitely one of the most talented players on this offense, other than Lamar Jackson, of course, and it's showing. So knocking on the door here is the Ravens once again. This time he has no chance of letting the clock run out, thank goodness. And Lamar Jackson just going to get pancaked from both sides, and two 400-pound men and all of their weight to a, rather thin Lamar Jackson. So likely not ideal.
You'd like to see Lamar Jackson find a way to get out of the pocket, use a little bit more of his running threat.
Ooh, and right there, he's going to throw it to the hard flat, and that's picked off by Witherspoon. Lamar able to make a tackle. That is another just horrendous mistake. He got too comfortable going underneath. These drags to Mark Andrews and all of this underneath stuff, and that time it's not there. Witherspoon able to jump it, and that's a
went to
huge
the well
turnover.
one too many times.
Not good. Inside run, this is Childress fighting with a linebacker. Is going to get brought down with help, but not before picking up 4.
I mean, it was 14-14 in the first quarter, and we've seen 3 points since coming into the third quarter for each team. So the defenses have come to play all of a sudden, and the offenses have become stagnant.
Wow, Dak Prescott maybe throwing an interception there if he gets it off. Luckily, he just gets absolutely railed. Maybe the best thing that could have happened to him.
Yeah, getting railed is definitely something he's going to look back fondly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at what he was throwing, I mean, hell yeah. Back to throw is Lamar. He's going corner, has Noah Fant, and that's another huge play from the guy who almost lost his job.
Yeah, definitely Noah Fant maybe trying to earn his way to stay on this team.
Mm-hmm. And the tight ends have been very impactful in this game as Dak Prescott's just going to take it right up the middle. Ball falls incomplete, brings up second down and 10.
I mean, do you think the Ravens are doing quite a skilled job of mixing in blitzes against the Seahawks team?
Yeah, I mean, the pressure when it comes in, it always seems to, come in just at the right time. So
terrible run
I'll
defense
tell you what,
here.
yeah, every time Childress gets a handoff, he goes for like 1,000,000 yards. So maybe
Something
guy
to watch.
Yeah, maybe a thing to look out for. Maybe fantasy owners are licking their chops right about now. Little run here. This time he's enough to pick up the first, but that could have gone, not to the first down. So Childress kid has heart. That's right. Now we know that the Seahawks are capable of throwing interceptions in spots like this, so we'll see what they do. Certainly hasn't been the greatest day for Dak. Back to throw, going to a zig. That's Dontavion Wicks is tackled, but he is going to get 8 yards. That's going to bring up a second down and short.
Yeah, Mostert was a guy that the Seahawks didn't retain, and Childress has been filling in pretty well. I'm not sure he has the trust of this team like Mostert had. We'll see here. They do entrust him with the handoff there, and we've got a big 1st and 10 situation.
the Seahawks actually were really excited about this kid coming out, and they were really looking forward to getting him involved, likely in a lot of similar things as Mostert. You know, they have a pretty similar skill set. Makes sense why they'd go and acquire him, but gotta wonder if the young gun's gonna get overworked. Little zig action. This is Colin Johnson, who's somehow able to get the outside. That's gonna
Yeah,
bring up
gets
a
the
first
edge
down and
and
goal.
sports up.
That's right. So 4 yards to go here as we reach the end of the third. Tie ball game. So
Yeah,
exciting
this
stuff.
is what you want. I mean, here we go. Essentially, if you don't get into the end zone here, I imagine Doc is going for that fourth, the Seahawks. And so the Ravens' job is to get them to that fourth down. I'm not sure they can do it, but if they can, props to them.
And I'll tell you what, if the Ravens lose another inside run and Childress makes he just makes a miss,
swerve.
man.
Yeah, great swerve.
He's so
by Doc,
agile.
but the right idea from the Ravens defense just couldn't execute.
And it's a heartbreaking way to give up 7, but still a little bit of time in this game. Your defense has played moderately well. I don't think it's over yet if you're a Ravens fan, but certainly a little bleak. Like I was saying, I think this Ravens team is one that you can criticize for kind of not coming up big in these important games. I mean, losing to Ducky in the wild card is certainly not what you have in mind as a 2 seed. To lose to a lot of the premier playoff teams here at the start of season 2 cannot be what the Ravens had in mind.
Well, they get a look. They get a dress rehearsal. This is a team that we think will likely make the playoffs again this year. But, I mean, 2-2 won't feel excellent.
Well, we saw, Lamar Jackson unable to get out somehow, brought down by Seattle. I mean, I wouldn't be so sure. I mean, it's a difficult division. We were shocked to see Sniper, a former champion, miss the playoffs. Not an easy division.
And about 11-5 or 10-6. Definitely a quality record to miss the playoffs.
Wow,
so
he's got a free play. He can go to whoever he wants here. Just chuck it.
He does not chuck it.
Wow. I mean, we just need him. We need to see him capitalize on these moments. He could have thrown it to anybody down the field, and it would have been a good play.
Lamar needs the awareness to see that bump happen and process the flag, the yellow on the field.
Not good. Lamar Jackson here, empty backfield, despite him getting hit numerous times tonight. Goes underneath. It's Keaton Mitchell.
Ooh,
he's going to get
he
popped
holds
a
on
little.
to it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to have a headache.
Not a thing that I think the running back will hang on to super often, but he does there in a big spot and picks up 4. Inside run here, Mitchell breaking a tackle. One man to beat. It's Witherspoon. He's just going to run right into him.
Yeah, but I mean, an amazing run by Witherspoon. I mean, by Keaton.
That's right. I think he was trying to cut in on Doc's user. Doc wisely clicks off. Back to throw here. Blitz coming. Lamar. There's going to be some laundry on the field. And wow.
Illegal contact by the Seahawks. Yeah, the Seahawks are very aggressive defense, and it burns them there.
Well, mugging the line here again. Really weird formation. Looks like it's some play action. Going underneath. This is Flowers, and
Flowers open.
Wow, he could have.
Flowers content to go out of bounds, and that's a big play. First and goal. It's a good spot for the Ravens.
That's just massive. And, they were able to get 7 instead of 3 on that last drive. This would be to take the lead. I mean, it is so unbelievable how big that was for them to just completely squander that opportunity.
I feel like the goal here is to get Lamar Jackson to get this ball into the end zone. I would not take the ball out of Lamar Jackson's hands right here.
Well, Keaton Mitchell's a guy we've seen make plays time and time again. I don't blame them for trusting him in this spot, but generally you look to get the ball to your best player. That player is Lamar Jackson, and the second best player is Mark Andrews. So I think he's a little hesitant because of the interception earlier, but we'll see. We'll see what he does. Another run up the middle. This time it's Mixon, who's going to get down to the 1.
Yeah, Mixon was a guy that the Ravens brought in last year. Looks like he's been overtaken by Mitchell, but this is a big spot.
And this freaking the center, the box is absolutely just flooded. I mean, wow, hands it off, and that's a loss of yardage. This
I
is
think
so
we might see a
terrible.
field goal in this spot. Oh, we're gonna
Maybe
see
we
him go
won't.
for
We're
it.
going for it. That left side of the
Yeah.
field is like just unbelievable.
I'm so surprised that we saw these slow developing runs on the goal line.
Yeah, that was really nasty. That was really gross. Have to be better than that. In motion across the formation. Back to throw. I'm not really seeing a
Oh,
ton.
he's got
Goes to the
it!
middle.
He
Bateman,
holds on!
touchdown.
What a catch!
Able
What
to
an
hang on
incredible catch.
through the contact. Yeah, really nice play from the receiver there. I
Rashad Bateman, much maligned, makes a huge play.
I think he had Mark Andrews actually open on the right side. But it would have been maybe a ball you have to throw high. I'm not sure. Hence the
Well,
update, high balls below. So I can see why you wouldn't want to do that, but works out.
if you want to be good in the MKL, if you want to be good in a Madden League, this is a situation you have to be able to do. You have to at least be able to get into scoring range. So the Seahawks, this is what they've trained for. This is why they got their big, girthy receivers of all shapes and sizes and abilities. And Prescott's still on this team. He has to prove this is a spot where he can get into scoring range.
Dak Prescott, he's a guy who's been criticized for being terrible in the clutch too. So
Ooh,
it'll be interesting to see who's worse at being clutch. The Ravens as a whole team or Dak Prescott as a player? So,
I mean, overtime or bust for the Seahawks. What you can't afford to do is give the ball to the Ravens.
wow. Nice little catch up the seam there. That's a solid chunk, and they're nearly in field goal range already. They're going to have to go hurry up. Back to throw here. Dak Prescott. I'm not seeing anybody. He's going to try and scramble, and this time he's just
Horrible sack to take.
I mean, better to take a sack than to throw an interception and lose the game, but just really great man defense there by the Ravens. They didn't really let anything up.
I mean, that's sometimes what's going to happen in that situation, but I'm sure Dak was hoping something would squeak open.
Well, in the pistol again here. Little trips to the left. In motion, shoulders to the right. Creates like an empty here out of the pistol. So, see what he's got here. Back to throw is Dak. Going underneath, and that's intercepted. Shane Namor Davis. And he's going all the way back. The 10, the 5, the touchdown.
They're going in. Oh, I thought possibly we would see some clock management
100%.
moments, but horrible throw for Prescott. Could not afford to make that turnover, and the Ravens take a 7-24 lead.
Once again, I think it's that man defense. Super sticky, able to cover a route that, commonly is one of the quicker reads against man. Dak unable to decipher that he's all over it, and Shane Namor Davis able to make the play of his life. Give the Ravens.
I mean, football is 11 one-on-one scenarios, and that one-on-one scenario was lost by the Seahawks.
Well, this isn't the worst spot to be in. You're in prime position to clock, go for 2, win the game, or go to overtime if you so choose. Now, this is the regular season, which means that the overtime rules are hot garbage. So, effectively not going for 2 would be leaving it up to a coin toss. We'll see if we even get that far. Dak Prescott scrambling up the middle.
He needs to get down.
The hit.
He was about to get absolutely obliterated.
I mean, that was like the perfect timing, I think. I don't think he could have gotten much more out of it,
Right.
So great slide there from Dak. And it's funny that we were just talking how terrible Dak is in these clutch spots as he throws a pick 6 to go down 7. Wow, Childress.
Oh, Childress loses a yard possibly by
mean,
fighting so long.
That was not great. And we see the Seahawks use their timeout, unlike the Ravens there
Well,
at halftime. So
they're still deciding their play at the line of scrimmage. You like to see maybe you come to the line of scrimmage with a couple things you can go to. And it seems like something that the Seahawks are going to be
this
comfortable
play
in.
looks great. Back to throw, has this corner. And that's not Quentin Johnson. I think that's Colin
49.
there. Yeah, that's
Colin Johnson's
Johnson.
number 49.
Yeah, and Dontavian Wicks is like 36, bro. It's some weird numbers over here. So
Wow.
they look 42 on that guy. That's Quentin. Back to throw, Dak Prescott. Looking to his right. I'm not seeing a whole ton. He might just have to get rid of this, and he will.
Wise decision. You have 43 seconds to go down and get a touchdown. You don't have to go for it all there.
So 40 seconds, 2 timeouts in a tight formation here. Dontavion Wicks is going to motion across, creates a bit of a bunch look to the right. Back to throw, he is rolling out to his right, has nothing, might take a few on the scramble, and Dak's going to get
takes the
absolutely lit
vicious
up.
hit. Is that
Yeah,
an out
but
of bounds moment? It
the
is.
clock has stopped, but Dak Prescott feeling the heat as he's freaking exhausted, feels awful after
Yeah.
taking that hit.
Well,
How
he's
could he
just
not?
on a pick six. He's on his back's to the wall, and he takes a hit like that. We'll see if he can overcome it.
3rd down and 4. Back to throw is Dak. Senses pressure,
We're gonna see
cannot
a
get
4th
rid of
down.
it. Yeah,
Betty,
so this is 4th in
I
the game
think
here.
This is a situation where they are looking for longer developing routes, and what they need to realize is they had to keep moving forward. Now they're in 4th and 4, do or die moment.
Yeah, and it quite literally all comes down to this. Pater just 40 yards away, but can Dak Prescott, he needs to focus on getting this 1st down first and foremost. Can he do it?
I think he could, but in this spot, I think it's possible we might see Prescott scramble yet again.
Little comeback to the left. It's
He
caught.
can't
No
hold
knockout.
on. Wow,
I saw
what a
him
huge
light up.
catch.
I thought there was no way he's catching that in double coverage, but he does. And the
Massive
Seahawks'
catch.
hopes are kept alive. So
Yeah, Quentin
27
Johnson
seconds
comes up
remain and
huge.
1 timeout. This is rough, especially with how the clock works nowadays. Back to throw. Scrambling out to his right, and he cannot get. Oh my God. He would have had it,
Has to use the
but Dak
timeout.
simply was not elusive enough to get in position to make that throw. He's trying to get out to the right to make it a little easier. Unable to do it.
They're
Really
begging
not
the
good.
Seahawks defense. They're begging the Ravens defense to make a mistake.
Wow, he's going to the
They
end
might-
zone, and this one's
Oh,
intercepted. It's
picked
Kyle
up.
Hamilton, and
It's
provided he
Kyle
doesn't
Hamilton.
fumble, he is just going to go
Massive
down.
win. The Ravens upset in mini minds the Seahawks and get a 3-1 record, and the Seahawks drop to 3-1. Perfect no longer. Really good game today.
Yeah, that was a great game, and I'm honestly kind of shocked to see the Ravens come out with the win, like you said. But at the end of the day,
You
Dak
challenged him at the
Prescott.
beginning. You said, "Hey, this guy's not beating the playoff teams, and
What
this
the
is his
hell?
moment." He certainly has
What
done
is
it. We're
this?
gonna see a
What the hell
field
is
goal
that?
situation.
Wow, what a
Wow.
hit!
Holy
No
crap.
fumble, and that is gonna do it. So that was their last
Quarterback.
shot right there. I
Why-
think that's
why-
Deshaun Watson who gets railed right
got
there. So
popped,
maybe
man.
deserved. Yeah, absolutely. But that is going to be the game. So 31-24 your final. And talked a lot about can the Ravens beat these better teams? And it looks like they were able to prove us wrong. So finally got a big quality win.
Yeah, really, really nice win for the Ravens. Seahawks are a tough opponent, and maybe it will end up being an important win later in the season while the Ravens are fighting off, the Steelers and that tough division of theirs.
He wants us to look at how he got bumped a little, or I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, Dak Prescott, I'm kind of starting to suspect that he's not the guy long term. It's a lot of mistakes there near the end of that game that really cost Seahawks. And if that happens, in a bigger spot.
The Seahawks defense
Hello, friends.
played pretty well, only allowing 14 points in the half. But unfortunate for the Seahawks, they only scored 7 points in the half. So it's really it was a tough race there. But the second half, the Ravens came to play.
So Doc, how are we feeling after the game, man?
We had the Seahawks coach.
I'm not feeling too bad about it. I was in a playbook that I never used before. I definitely felt like those 2 illegal contacts were very stupid and were definitely a part of costing me the game. I also felt there was quite a few contested catches on the other side that our players did not make, that their players did, so they were able to get some contested catches while we weren't.
Yeah, they did hold on to quite a few balls in that game, and it was fortuitous for them. Definitely, we were impressed with what the Ravens were able to do, and certainly the Seahawks had some moments that were tough, stood in the way of victory. But I mean, both of you guys were really, it was a really close game.
Also, I tackled him outside the tackle box, Lamar, and he didn't fumble. I felt like that should have been a fumble. And anytime a QB scrambles and gets hits, I feel like it should be a fumble.
Yeah, really got to be sliding out there.
That's probably the one guy in the league that has the highest carry
Also, the
rating,
drag
maybe
route, too.
him and Hurts.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know
ideal
how
spot.
how my tight end with like 88 speed or something gets bagged on a drag route in man coverage. That like should never happen, especially
I
against
mean-
like a corner who's not good. Like who is the Jalen Armour Davis?
I think it's sometimes just goes into a mathematical formula of per chance. That time the corner found a way to do the coverage, but doesn't always. That's for sure.
dude with 93 with 73 man coverage bagged the fucking drag route. That's crazy. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm gonna make the playoffs regardless because I'm gonna win my division because the rest of my division sucks. So I really don't care.
Oh,
It is what
you're
it is.
listening, You're a member of the old Doc
Shots
division.
fired.
I don't even know what they're called. They're just the Doc division, I guess. Nick, who else is in there? No idea. Nobody else that I can think of. Do you know who's in that division?
Pablo
Nick and Blessed.
and Blessed Daddy.
I mean, blessed if he felt like not losing all the time. I think
No,
he'd take
I,
last season.
I think he's always just
Because-
been a mid player.
I mean,
I
when
think
the
I've
guy
lost-
went to his Super Bowl. He was winning a lot of games with the Cardinals, and then he decided, you know
Well-
what? I can't win with this team. I'm just gonna lose a whole bunch.
I will
Oh.
say, the Seahawks has called their shots, said they will be winning their division. I will say the 49ers had a very impressive clutch drive to win the game.
No, they did not have an impressive
versus
win
the
against the
Lions,
Lions.
It
Beating
was
the
an
Lions
impressive clutch
isn't
drive
that
to win it.
impressive.
I was
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're the 49ers, you need to have your sights set higher than beating the Lions. But after assembling one of the worst teams in the league, after trading away all their
Oh,
players, the 49ers, maybe it's okay to take those small victories with what they've done to the roster. But for now, I think that'll do it here for the MKL cast. I'm gonna go ahead and look at this chat, which I won't look at the chat actually. There's nobody in here, so I guess that's all here. You have anything you want to say, Rajan?
really good game of the week. I like close game of the weeks.
Yeah, that was great. Love that. All right, guys. See ya.
Dude, I actually like that playbook,
Dude,
but
that's so funny.
What?
Just trash on Nick for having a terrible team.
Dude, team is good, bro. I was impressed.
His team
with
is slow. His team is
it. Dude, they're good, bro.
not
did
good
a lot of good
enough.
things.
Abilities aren't as good as you think they are.
And
It's just so funny. Poor Nicholas.
my O-line looked very good. But God, I really don't know how.
Wavy's down here.
Oh shit, Wavy's
Hey,
here.
hey, it's Wavy. Dude, I didn't know you were down there. What the hell?
Dude, we could have kept the live going, unless it's
Dude,
still
we could have
live.
kept the live going. No, I ended it. What's up, though?
I had no idea he was in here.
Oh, I thought you were still alive.
Is it 2K
Yeah,
time?
I mean, I just ended it, so like, but I didn't know
That was
you
a
were
good
up
win,
there.
man.
Yeah, congratulations.
Okay.
So who gets the game ball there?
It has to be Arnold Davis, right?
That's what I was thinking.
I feel like the obvious answer is Kyle Hamilton, but I feel like without Bateman, I don't think we win that game.
That was a
Bruh.
great catch, man.
Oh,
It was a catch that
dude.
Mini can't make.
That's another thing that pissed me
If
off.
I'm Jalen Amore Davis and I hear the coach give
Yeah.
the game ball to somebody that's not me after getting the game-sealing touchdown on defense, I'm requesting a trade.
Dude,
We'll see how
Right.
Jalen feels about that.
right before half pissed me off because I saw him possession catch, and I tried running back so so none of my guys would touch him and the clock would just run out, but it forces me into an animation to touch him down. I'm like, fuck.
By the way, man, what happened to the clock management at halftime, man? What was running through your head?
Dude, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I dumbed out for a second. I just hopped off of college and I was like used to the the clock stops when you get a first down. So like I was literally looking at it. I'm like, it should stop and I should be good until I get set. But then once I seen it run off, that's why I called the timeout. But I mean, I was like, honestly, I was just happy to get the 3 after throwing that pick there. As long as I could
Yeah.
at least half like even, I took that as a W. And then I was like, in the second half, we can't have any more turnovers, and we still did.
Well, your running back was really impressive. Keaton had a
that
couple
guy.
moments.
He's like
on the
160 pounds. I
sideline.
don't know how he breaks tackles.